A few years ago, I was this unmotivated, unhealthy, unhappy accountant who was stuck in a rat race, constantly pondering the meaning of life. I lived for the weekends. I constantly daydreamed about my next holiday destination. But honestly, every day I didn't want to go to work. I felt like a zombie. I didn't know what I wanted. I needed coffee to function, and I always wondered where my energy went as a 23-year-old. Maybe you can relate to that. How did we get here? When we were children, most of us followed quite a strict routine and schedule and even diet designed by someone else. We didn't have much control. We learned, we played, and then we grew up with a blend of movement, proper education, and building relationships. When we became more independent as adults, we were not taught how we actually carry on with proper routines, and then those bad habits slowly crept into our lives. We binge eat, we opt for convenience all the time, and then we don't hang out with others, we don't go play outside, etc. I always think about this problem, like we don't act like our ancestors, we don't stay hydrated, we don't move enough, we don't belong to a tribe, and then we don't have like a proper purpose to go after every day. And then we constantly wonder where our time, energy, and attention go. This is exactly what I want to talk about today, the T framework. So what is the T framework? Time, energy, attention. These are the three resources you need to harness and protect at all costs in order to function at your best. According to entrepreneur Tame, this can be a powerful framework for you to reflect on your current life. If you have energy and attention but not time, you feel overwhelmed. If you have time and attention but not energy, you feel exhausted. But then, if you have time and energy but not attention, you are distracted. This isn't just another productivity video. By building good, healthy habits to tame your mind and body, we can all reclaim more time, energy, and attention in our lives, and then we can function as a proper human being and achieve all our goals and enjoy life more. In this video, I'm going to show you everything I did from that zombie accountant mode to me now. And honestly, I've never felt healthier and more energetic in my life ever. And I'm getting older, obviously. So let's get started. This is not a morning routine video, but here are 3 things that I do every single morning without fail. Get a good sleep, daylight viewing, and get moving. These 3 things form the foundation of your health. If you want to check out more about how you really want to improve the quality of these 3 things, check out Dr. Andrew Huberman's videos or podcasts, link in the description box below. Anyway, within an hour of waking, I will make sure I check these 3 boxes. And that boosted my energy and focus so much. I try not doing that, especially on rainy days or when I'm having my period. I could feel the difference. Sleep, daylight viewing, and movement. There are a lot of details that you can get into, but without going into too much context, I am currently following a program from a fitness app, and I also have help from a PT to work on specific fitness goals. I'm also following Tim Ferriss' low-carb diet to change my body composition in order to achieve those fitness goals, because I value health a lot and I put a lot of effort into that. But you don't need to. Just get moving, just go out after you wake up, and then the night before, make sure you set the tone for a good night's sleep. I'm not a PT, I'm just following Dr. Andrew Huberman's advice mainly, and this is just what worked for me. But we all know the benefits of having good sleep and get moving, that kind of things. I don't need to tell you. And this is what I've tested over the years. It sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but when you actually spend the first waking hour on yourself, it will save you more than 3 hours over the day, trying to focus, trying to switch tasks, and trying to fulfill other people's demands. And there's one thing I don't do enough, which is meditation. I do want to train my mind like how I train my muscles, but always a work in progress, you know. So now you know what I did on the first waking hour, but how do I actually build this habit? It's so hard to get started, and I totally get that. My best tip is to pay attention to what activities, what food, and who make you feel good. It sounds a bit woo-woo when we talk about feeling, but if you actually think about that, like a 20-minute walk in the nature, or spending time talking to a friend, or actually eating nourishing food instead of crap junk food, will make you feel a lot better than those random cravings or staying indoor or having back-to-back meetings. I've been through that all, and I could tell the difference. It is so much easier to build habits when you actually enjoy doing those things, right? And when you realize that the return on investment on building relationships having a project that you're passionate about, or just get moving for longevity. When you realize the benefits of that, not just in the short term but also in the long term, you will be more inclined to do those things more, and then it will naturally become a habit. Like nowadays, I don't question why I need to get moving first thing in the morning. I just do it. Even on the days that I don't train in the morning, I will make sure I do like at least 10 burpees and then some shadow boxing, that kind of things, to get my heart rate going, and then I will get on with my day. It's just a non-negotiable. You just don't think about it at all. Of course, easier said than done, and I totally get that. As a city girl, my whole life, especially in Hong Kong, we have like a good nightlife. No one wakes up early, and definitely not my lifestyle before. But I can change. And it all started with more awareness. So a few years ago, I realized how weak I was, and I took some small steps during the lockdown, especially to change my sleep pattern and then try to move more within the 5 km radius thing. And then I slowly realized that I wanted to improve my fitness, I wanted to get stronger, I wanted to get more out of fitness. And then I thought back to the time when I was a kid, I always wanted to get into gymnastics and also parkour, but I was like so scared. And then last year I discovered calisthenics, and I was so into that now. And that's how I become like natural in training, because I just want to spend more time on improving my skills and all that kind of thing. And that's how it became a habit. And there is like no secret behind it. When you actually focus on your health, you get more time, energy, and attention. That's it. You just have to build a habit. But of course, if you want to get down to all these productivity hack and how you actually like be more efficient, there are plenty of videos out there. And I will cover a few hacks that I found over the years that helped me reclaim even more time and focus. First of all, this is a caveat. I changed my career, I changed my priorities, and I changed my values over the years. I literally resurrected from being a zombie. I do think that having like a good purpose or North Star, whatever you call it, in your life is quite important, because that would make you show up and do the work even when you don't feel like it. And I think that's important because you take motivation out of the equation. But today is not about trying to find your purpose, your passion, whatever. I don't believe in that. But fundamentally, this is all you need to know. All human beings want to be seen, want to be heard, want to be understood, and want to be loved. That means helping other people in whatever way that you can. That's usually the way to go. So yes, having something that you genuinely care about will take motivation out of the equation, and then you will just focus on that task more. And there's another thing that I realized that is quite important, but it's not a quick fix. And this is from Neil Iles' book Indistractable. He's talking about some internal triggers that you need to manage before you limit your screen time, before you decide to buy another noise-cancelling headphone. You should manage yourself first, which is essentially what I was talking about. Tame your body and your mind. Why can't we all just sit down and focus on what we really want to do? Well, I can think of a couple of reasons. First of all, fear of failure. We are very scared of other people's opinion or failure. That's why we never start. This is quite common. And then the second thing is like perfectionism. This is a form of procrastination. You want to get to like 100%. That's why you never start, because you know that you will never get there. And I struggle with this a lot when I try to like post my headband covers constantly. I want to get better, but then I'm like, okay, I actually have this deadline to meet. I need to upload this video, so I can only do that much. And then one thing I always remind myself is get going and then get good. You just put in the reps and then you will get better eventually. So I think like at the beginning it's definitely quantity, and then eventually you can focus on quality. And another thing about internal triggers is how we use our digital device. Nowadays, I know it's very hard to compete with the big tech companies. You're always getting the dings, the vibration, notifications, and all that. But even if you try to set yourself up in the perfect working environment, you will still get distracted. You have that compulsiveness to just pull out your phone and have a quick scroll. Why do we all do that? It's like those people in a casino who are sitting in front of the slot machine because you don't know the next reward. So you keep scrolling. It's almost like a compulsive behavior. Think about that. When you're on the plane, you already know that you don't have reception, but you might just still get your phone, unlock it, and then turn to every page and then scroll on everything that will not refresh. This is compulsive behavior. And you need to address that internal trigger to do that. Why are we doing all that? And I think eventually we need to get off that cheap dopamine hit cycle that we are so accustomed to nowadays. Anyway, this is my little rant. And the next few hacks is more about intention. First of all, by setting up a good health foundation, you're setting the tone for your body and your mind to get into the day, to do good work, to perform at your highest level, whatever. This is just the beginning. The next thing is to put more intention into what you actually do. Your task list, not your to-do list. I don't believe in to-do lists. So basically, this is what I have in my daily journaling template that you can get for free on Notion as well, by the way. Link in description box. Basically, I have this thing called 3 things I will get done today, or the top 3 tasks, whatever. So this forces you to really prioritize your tasks for the day and to think about what is important versus what is urgent. And you really want to get the important things done. But important often means something that contributes to like a bigger and longer term goal. But if you don't take care of them now, they will eventually become the urgent ones. And when there are too many urgent tasks that you need to do, but you don't have enough time, go back to our Venn diagram, you feel overwhelmed. That's why prioritization and putting more intention in how you actually schedule your task is crucial. Other little hacks include setting up some short-term reward. For example, I might break my fast after working out and after 30 minutes of writing, that kind of thing. And after 5 years of posting handpan covers consistently on this YouTube channel, I can tell you, setting artificial deadlines for me works every time. Once I have like a very fixed schedule, for example, I have to post a handpan video every single week, I will just get down to work. I will batch all my videos. I know which week I have to do the audio, which week I have to film it, and then edit that and all that kind of things. And this is all because of the Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time allotted for its completion. If I give you 10 weeks to write a 3,000 word essay, you will start on maybe week 8 or week 9. You won't start now, trust me. This is just how human beings behave, which is normal. We all do that. But by setting artificial deadlines, we can make sure that we get things done because of a fake deadline and fake urgency. And another thing that I will make another video to talk about in detail is my weekly review routine. I am very religious about reflection. I do weekly, I do that monthly, quarterly, and yearly. Essentially, it's just a whole cycle of experimenting new things, reflect on that, tweak that for next week, and repeat. This is how I constantly achieve my goals because I'm really intentional about how I want to achieve that and what I have been doing that week and what worked, what didn't work, what could I do better next time, that kind of things. And I think it really plays a big role in how I manage my time, my energy, and focus. So yes, it's like simple but not easy habits that I built over the years to reclaim my tea. And the little conclusion here for you is that please don't just rely on motivation. It doesn't work. You have to train your muscle to show up every day by taming your mind and your body. It's not easy, but building the habit means you have the discipline, and discipline eats motivation for breakfast. So find out what works for you, build your own health foundation, and eventually you will have more time and energy and attention to focus on the things that really matter to you, and eventually a better life. If there are any questions that you want to ask me specifically about habits, productivity, whatever, feel free to leave a comment below or check out my free Notion templates, link in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.